Hello and welcome to another Void XRC video. Thanks for tuning in. Today will just be a quick video request that I saw in one of the comments, just asking for a motor swap guide with the Quanum Vandal here. So let's just get started. First we'll just move one of these little cable ties. These wires out of the way. Gonna need to replace some of this shrink tube. You can see it's starting to get worn away. You can see the gold underneath there. Alright. So, obviously, it's fairly simple to take the motor out. You just got two screws. You do need a fairly long driver to get in there. That's not too bad. Let go. Come on. Anyway, let's get the bottom screw. Bottom screw is a little more tricky because you don't have direct access. I don't know if you can really see back into there. The bottom screw in there. So you just kind of have to go at a slight bit of an angle. It's not a big deal though. Right, so once you get the motor out, obviously you're going to need to take off the pinion, put that on the new motor. Oh, it's got stuck on the driver here. Yep. So you don't have to put the pinion on the new motor right away. You can do that once it's on the vehicle if you want to, which is what I will do. So make sure all these two screws are still hanging around for me. Alright, so we'll just use the same one, but say this is a new motor. You get it in the orientation that you want it. So let's say I want to keep the wires about there. Oh, excuse me. First top screw in lightly. Oh, if I don't end up dropping the motor. Let's try this again. Loosely tighten the top, loosely tighten the top screw in there, and then you can line up the bottom. Oh, where are we going here? So once you get both screws just loosely done up, so you can move the motor around. It's really hard to see in there with the light, I know. There you can see the motor moves back and forth. So this is when you would take your pinion, what I found an easy way to do this was just stick the driver through there and get it onto the grub screw like so. Let's see if you can see it in there. And then you can just slide that onto the motor shaft. Just like that. Although you're going to want to make sure you line up the motor shaft with the flat side sticking outwards. That way when you go to tighten the screw, everything's all lined up. So once you get the screw in line with the gear, you're going to want to tighten it down. I would suggest using a little bit of thread locker, by the way. Now here's the trickiest part of the whole thing. Getting the mesh right with the pinion and the spur gear. I'll see if I can get in there though. Oops. Now a lot of people like to use a little piece of paper in between the gears to get the right mesh. I personally don't do that. I usually will set it up fairly close, then I just tighten probably the bottom screw in this case. A fair amount, not 100%. Once I've done that, I just make sure it's closed up pretty tight, but probably over tight here. That way when you rotate the tires, you'll feel there's too much resistance to properly turn the tires. Then I just ever so slightly bring the motor out. Just a little bit. That was probably a little bit too much. Then you can see where you're at. It still feels just a tiny bit tight. So this is where you need super small movements. Just a tiny bit. There we go. That's how I like it. So once you get it how it should be, then you can just go ahead. Oh, let me zoom out again. And you can just go ahead and tighten up the screws. Then you're good to go. Obviously you have to reconnect the wires. And if you end up with it going backwards when it should be going forwards, you can just swap one of the wires, or two of the motor wires I should say, and then you'll be good. So plug back in. And there we go. The motor swap is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and thanks for watching. See you guys next time.